Listen to me carefully, because what I am about to say is not light, and it is not meant for everyone. I am Nostradamus, and as I observed the cycles of human life, I saw something few people truly notice. The deepest suffering is rarely loud. There are zodiac signs that carried profound pain for many years. Pain that was never displayed. Pain that was never explained. Pain that was swallowed in the name of peace, family, loyalty, and survival. These signs learned early how to endure, to keep going even when exhausted, to smile while the heart was heavy, to continue when no one asked anymore if it still hurt. And the world almost never noticed. They did not complain. They did not dramatize. They did not ask for help out loud. But I saw what they lived through in silence. I saw long nights, difficult decisions, sacrifices that were never acknowledged, and a strength built not by choice, but by necessity. These signs did not suffer because they were weak. They suffered because they felt more, because they loved more, because they waited longer than they should have. And today, I reveal who they are. This is not a video for casual curiosity. It is late recognition, a truth that only makes sense to those who have lived long enough. If you are over 50 or 60 years old, pay attention. This message may be speaking directly to you. You may recognize yourself in every word, and finally understand that surviving in silence is also courage. Stay until the end, because the signs that suffered quietly for years do not leave this story broken. They leave transformed. Write in the comments what your zodiac sign is. Subscribe to the channel to receive the next messages and revelations. Some truths arrive only for those who are ready to hear them. These zodiac signs suffered in silence for years. Sign number 5. Pisces. Listen to me carefully. What I am about to say is not casual, and it is not light. I am Nostradamus, and I begin this list with a sign that has been misunderstood for most of its life. Pisces. When people speak about Pisces, they speak of softness. They speak of emotion. They speak of fragility. What they fail to see is the weight carried behind that softness. Pisces is the sign that absorbs what others discard. It feels what others refuse to face. It carries emotional burdens that were never meant to be carried alone. I have observed Pisces suffer in silence for many years, not because it lacked strength, but because it possessed deep compassion. Pisces learned early that speaking up often changed nothing, so it learned to remain quiet, to endure instead of confront, to protect peace even when peace demanded sacrifice. This sign often believed that understanding others was more important than being understood. That patience would eventually be rewarded. That love, if given long enough, would soften even the hardest hearts. And so Pisces waited, endured, stayed longer than it should have. While others expressed anger, Pisces internalized pain. While others demanded answers, Pisces searched for meaning. While others walked away, Pisces remained, hoping time would heal what words could not. But silence leaves marks. Over the years, Pisces accumulated emotional fatigue, a tiredness that sleep could not fully erase. a heaviness that settled quietly in the chest and never fully left. And still, Pisces continued, not out of weakness, but out of loyalty to its own heart. As the years passed, especially later in life, something began to change. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but permanently. Pisces began to understand that empathy without limits becomes self-erasure. That compassion without boundaries becomes suffering. That love should not require constant pain to survive. This realization did not arrive with anger. It arrived with clarity. And when clarity comes to Pisces, it does not announce itself. It simply changes behavior. The mature Pisces no longer explains its pain repeatedly, no longer sacrifices inner peace to avoid disappointing others, no longer confuses endurance with destiny. This is when Pisces becomes dangerous to underestimate, because the one who learned to survive by feeling everything also learns how to walk away without hatred. Pisces does not seek revenge. It seeks relief. And once Pisces chooses itself, there is no return to the old pattern. People often realize too late that they mistook patience for permission. They mistook kindness for unlimited availability. They mistook silence for acceptance. But Pisces was always aware, always observing, always feeling. And when it finally lets go, it does so completely. Pisces leaves with lessons, not bitterness. With clarity, not chaos. With a calm that only comes after years of emotional storms. This sign suffered in silence because it believed in goodness longer than most. Because it hoped longer than it should have. Because it loved without demanding proof. That chapter now closes. Pisces does not emerge broken. It emerges refined. Its sensitivity becomes discernment. Its compassion becomes selective. Its silence becomes strength. Never underestimate Pisces. Those who carried invisible pain for years learn how to protect themselves with quiet precision. This was sign number 5. If you recognize yourself in Pisces, write it in the comments. If you wish to continue, stay with me. Next, I will reveal sign number 4. A sign that also suffered in silence, but endured in a very different way. The choice is yours. These zodiac signs suffered in silence for years. Sign number 4. Virgo. Listen carefully, because what I am about to say about Virgo is rarely said with honesty. I am Nostradamus, and I speak now of a sign that learned to suffer not through emotion, but through responsibility. Virgo. Virgo is not known for crying loudly. Virgo is not known for asking for help. Virgo is known for holding everything together. And that is precisely where the suffering begins. Virgo is the sign that learned early that disorder creates pain. So it became orderly. That chaos creates problems. So it became precise. That mistakes have consequences. So it became careful. Over the years, Virgo carried more than its share. Tasks no one else wanted. Responsibilities no one else noticed. Problems that were never officially assigned, but quietly assumed. Virgo suffered in silence because it believed that if everything was done correctly, pain could be avoided. If effort was constant, things would improve. If standards were maintained, stability would follow. But life does not always reward effort immediately. Virgo often gave without recognition, solved without acknowledgement, fixed without thanks. And instead of complaining, Virgo corrected itself, worked harder, tried to be better, tried to remove every possible flaw. This silent self-pressure became heavy over time. Virgo internalized stress rather than expressing it, carried mental fatigue that rarely rested, lived with a constant sense of duty, even when the body asked to stop. And still, Virgo continued, not because it enjoyed suffering, but because it believed things would fall apart if it did not hold them together. Virgo learned to be strong by being useful, to be valued by being reliable, to be needed by being available. And that belief cost years of quiet exhaustion. As time passed, especially later in life, Virgo began to see something clearly. Not everything that functions is healthy. Not everything that works is fair. Not everything that is maintained deserves to continue. This realization did not come with anger. It came with calm clarity. The mature Virgo stops fixing what keeps breaking itself, stops explaining what should already be obvious, stops carrying what does not belong to it. This is when Virgo becomes dangerous to underestimate. Because Virgo does not explode. Virgo concludes. And once a conclusion is reached, it is final. Virgo withdraws effort quietly, stops compensating silently, removes support without drama. And only then do others realize how much was being held together. Virgo does not seek conflict. It seeks balance. And when balance is impossible, Virgo chooses distance. The mature Virgo no longer equates self-worth with usefulness, no longer proves value through sacrifice, no longer tolerates constant imbalance. This sign suffered in silence because it believed responsibility was love, because it believed service was loyalty, because it believed endurance was strength. But endurance without reciprocity becomes depletion. That cycle ends here. Virgo does not become cold. Virgo becomes selective. Its discipline turns inward. Its precision becomes boundaries. Its silence becomes structure. Never underestimate Virgo. Those who learn to survive by organizing chaos eventually learn how to step away from it. This was sign number 4. If you recognize yourself in Virgo, write it in the comments. If you wish to continue, stay with me. Next, I will reveal sign number 3. A sign that suffered in silence by learning human darkness. The choice is yours. Sign number 3, Scorpio. Listen carefully, because what I am about to say about Scorpio is often feared, but rarely understood. I am Nostradamus, and I speak now of a sign that did not suffer from chaos or responsibility, but from truth. Scorpio. Scorpio learned early that appearances deceive, that words can lie, that intentions are often hidden, While others trusted easily, Scorpio observed. While others believed promises, Scorpio watched patterns. While others ignored warning signs, Scorpio remembered them. Scorpio suffered in silence because it saw too much. This sign learned through betrayal, through broken trust, through realizations that arrived too early and too sharply. Scorpio did not lose innocence slowly. It lost it decisively. Each wound became awareness. Each disappointment became knowledge. Each silence became information. And Scorpio kept all of it inside, not to punish others, but to protect itself. Scorpio learned that expressing pain often gave power to the wrong people. So it learned restraint, control, distance. This inner control came at a cost. Scorpio carried emotional intensity without release, held memories others forgot, stored truths others denied. And still, Scorpio continued, not because it enjoyed suffering, but because it understood that survival sometimes requires silence. Over the years, Scorpio became guarded, selective, private. Its inner world grew deep and heavy. Later in life, Scorpio reaches a turning point. Not dramatic, not loud, but absolute. Scorpio stops seeking explanations from people who will never tell the truth. Stops waiting for accountability that will never come. Stops reopening wounds that already taught their lesson. This is when Scorpio becomes dangerous to underestimate. Because Scorpio does not confront blindly. Scorpio decides. Once Scorpio sees clearly, there is no confusion left. Once Scorpio withdraws trust, it does not return casually. This sign understands power in its most refined form. Self-mastery. While others react emotionally, Scorpio remains still. While others argue, Scorpio calculates. While others demand closure, Scorpio already has it. Scorpio does not need revenge. It needs distance. And that distance is permanent. People often realize too late that Scorpio had already left emotionally long before it left physically. The ending had already occurred internally. Scorpio does not announce endings. It finalizes them. This sign suffered in silence because it was forced to see human darkness clearly. Because it recognized manipulation when others called it love. Because it sensed danger when others called it exaggeration. That awareness was heavy to carry alone. But it also forged strength few can imagine. The mature Scorpio no longer explains its intuition. No longer warns repeatedly. No longer rescues those who refuse to see. Its silence becomes decision. Its distance becomes protection. Its calm becomes unbreakable. Never underestimate Scorpio. Those who have faced truth without illusions are never controlled by appearances again. This was sign number 3. If you recognize yourself in Scorpio, write it in the comments. If you wish to continue, stay with me. Next, I will reveal sign number 2. A sign that suffered in silence by enduring without complaint. The choice is yours. Sign number 2. Capricorn. Listen carefully, because what I am about to say about Capricorn is rarely acknowledged while it is happening. I am Nostradamus, and I speak now of a sign that learned to suffer through endurance, not emotion. Capricorn. Capricorn did not suffer loudly. Capricorn did not fall apart publicly. Capricorn carried weight and kept moving. This sign learned early that life is demanding, that stability is not guaranteed, that survival often requires discipline rather than comfort. While others hoped, Capricorn prepared. While others waited, Capricorn worked. While others relied on support, Capricorn became the support. Capricorn suffered in silence because responsibility did not allow weakness. This sign carried family burdens without complaint, financial pressure without reassurance, expectations without recognition. Capricorn learned that rest could be postponed, that emotions could wait, that duty came first. And so it endured. Year after year, Capricorn accumulated pressure. A pressure that hardened the spine but tired the soul. A pressure that demanded consistency even when the body asked to slow down. Capricorn rarely spoke about exhaustion. It normalized it. This sign believed that strength meant persistence. That value was proven through sacrifice. That stopping meant failure. And that belief cost many silent years. Later in life, Capricorn reaches a decisive realization. Not sudden, not dramatic, but irreversible. Capricorn begins to understand that endless endurance is not virtue, that loyalty without balance becomes depletion, that responsibility without care becomes erosion. This realization does not break Capricorn. It redefines it. The mature Capricorn no longer overextends to be respected, no longer carries what others refuse to handle, no longer confuses obligation with destiny. This is when Capricorn becomes dangerous to underestimate, because Capricorn does not collapse. Capricorn withdraws. It reduces availability, limits access, redirects effort inward. And when that happens, structures weaken, systems falter. People notice what was silently holding everything together. Capricorn does not seek recognition. It seeks sustainability. The mature Capricorn chooses calm over control, boundaries over approval, self-respect over endurance. This sign suffered in silence because it believed survival required strength at all times, because it believed others depended on it, because it believed it could not afford to fall. But no one can carry everything forever. That chapter ends here. Capricorn does not become less strong. It becomes more precise. Its discipline becomes protection. Its patience becomes limits. Its silence becomes authority. Never underestimate Capricorn. Those who learn to endure without support know exactly when to stop giving it. This was sign number 2. If you recognize yourself in Capricorn, Write it in the comments. If you wish to continue, stay with me. Next, I will reveal sign number 1. The most misunderstood of all. The choice is yours. Sign number 1, Aquarius. Listen carefully, because what I am about to say about Aquarius is rarely understood while it is happening. I am Nostradamus, and I speak now of a sign that suffered not from emotion, nor responsibility, but from isolation. Aquarius. Aquarius has always stood slightly apart from the world, not because it wanted distance, but because it saw life differently. This sign questioned what others accepted, noticed patterns others ignored, felt discomfort where others felt normality. Aquarius suffered in silence because it lived ahead of its time. While others followed tradition, Aquarius examined it. While others obeyed rules, Aquarius asked why they existed. While others sought belonging, Aquarius sought truth. This difference created loneliness. Aquarius often learned early that being understood was not guaranteed. That clarity could make others uncomfortable. That truth could isolate. So Aquarius learned to be self-contained, to rely on its own mind, to survive without validation. This inner independence came at a cost. Aquarius carried ideas it could not share, concerns it could not explain, visions that others were not ready to hear. And so it stayed quiet, not because it lacked conviction, but because experience taught it that explanation rarely brought connection. Over the years, Aquarius learned to observe humanity from a distance, to study behavior rather than participate blindly, to see systems rather than stories. Later in life, Aquarius reaches a definitive turning point. Not dramatic, not emotional, but absolute. Aquarius no longer seeks agreement, no longer waits for recognition, no longer adjusts truth to be accepted. This is when Aquarius becomes dangerous to underestimate, because Aquarius does not argue emotionally. Aquarius repositions reality. While others debate details, Aquarius changes frameworks. While others fight within systems, Aquarius steps outside them. This sign understands power in its most advanced form. Perspective. Aquarius knows that distance can be clarity, that solitude can be strength, that independence can be protection. People often realize too late that they dismissed the one who already understood what was coming. The warnings were subtle. The insights were quiet, but they were accurate. Aquarius does not chase approval. It outgrows the need for it. The mature Aquarius no longer explains itself to those unwilling to listen, no longer shrinks ideas to fit comfort, no longer compromises truth for belonging. This sign suffered in silence because it refused to live within illusions, because it sensed collapse before it was visible, because it saw futures others denied. That awareness was heavy to carry alone, but it also forged clarity few can reach. Aquarius does not seek control. It seeks alignment. And once alignment is found, Aquarius moves forward without looking back. Never underestimate Aquarius. Those who see beyond the present are never trapped by it. This was sign number 1. If you recognize yourself in Aquarius, write it in the comments. If you stayed until the end, you understand. The list is complete. The message is delivered. Listen to me one last time. I am Nostradamus. And now, the cycle closes. You have heard the signs. You have felt the weight of their silence. And you have understood something most people never do. The greatest strength is rarely visible. Pisces taught endurance through compassion. Virgo carried responsibility without complaint. Scorpio survived by seeing the truth. Capricorn endured by standing firm. Aquarius suffered by standing apart. None of them were weak. They were tested. They suffered in silence not because they lacked courage, but because life demanded more from them than from others. If you recognized yourself in these words, it is not coincidence. It is memory. It is experience. It is awareness. After many years, you no longer need to explain your pain. You no longer need to justify your distance. You no longer need to prove your strength. Surviving quietly was never a failure. It was preparation. Those who suffered in silence do not remain broken. They become selective. They become clear. They become untouchable. If this message spoke to you, do not ignore it. Write your zodiac sign in the comments. Subscribe to this channel now. Stay with me. More truths will be revealed. More cycles will be understood. And only those ready to hear them will continue forward. The message is complete. The choice, as always, is yours.